Hello, everybody. That's right, the stream is starting. Welcome to another Tabletop RPG Network Roundtable. This is for September 2020. And all of these beautiful people, even people that are phasing in and out of their Tron setting.
What? No.
Tron setting. It looks more like a holodeck, but okay.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Happy Labor Day.
That was a sweet intro, Dave. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like everything else is going to be anticlimactic from now on
Thank you
out.
to Marbanya for making that.
Nope. Try again. Try again.
See, Marbanya had his mouth full, and I wanted him to say something. So yeah,
I can get nope up.
Thanks, Drake. Appreciate it. Awesome job on it. And we're going to be
I'm going to be.
barbecue.
I'll be updating it too as you guys send me your better art that you have for your stream. Your slackers.
Right on. As we start kicking people out and adding more people, or we get a lot of requests. I get a lot of requests on people wanting to join the network, but we have 9 channels now, and I think that's plenty. I mean, just the more people you add in there, it's just going to become more of a train wreck to try to
be a really long intro video.
Drake's like,
just be an intro video,
that, right? So happy Labor Day, everybody. We're going to be eating. We've all got some barbecue themed foods and stuff. And Gorgio's got his holiday themed drink. I'm jealous, actually. I didn't have enough time. And in fact, I just went and picked up my dinner and back, and I still have to go to... That's McDonald's, you cheater!
That is McDonald's, man.
That's the McDonald's double cheeseburger. Oh, wow. You guys are gonna shit when you see what I have. So...
No.
And Paulette's been to where I was.
And it's funny because actually what you have, I actually don't like. And I live in St. Louis.
Oh my gosh, really? You don't like barbecue?
Oh, no, I like barbecue, but not what you have.
You just don't like ribs then, huh?
Wow. No, I don't like ribs.
Wow, I think you might be the first person that I've ever met that don't like barbecue ribs.
That's true. I don't like barbecue ribs either. Nope.
You were in St. Louis for a while, weren't you, Worm?
Yeah, actually, I'm in Kansas City now, but I don't eat anything that's on the bone. It has to be boneless stuff. I had some terrible
only your women
things that happened in the Philippines when I lived there. So I don't eat anything. Chicken was like terrible, and so once you learn that, then it's like I'll just eat meat if it's shook off the bone somehow.
Oh my goodness, Worm, I'm sorry. That's just more for me. So. But I'll break out the ribs that I have here. I actually got I can't get a full slab of baby backs because there's just way too much. I mean, it's like for 3 people, I could literally feed 3. And everything is bigger in Texas, so these ribs are no joke. And I'll show you guys what I got here in a second. But welcome, everybody. I hope everybody's had a good month, and hope my games have gotten back going again. I've been at it for 3 weeks solid. No emergencies yet. No near deaths or anything like that. So it's nice to have my Pathfinder game continuing on. We're doing Extinction Curse, and we just finished Chapter 2. So we're going into Chapter 3, and they're going to the Monk Temple. So Extinction Curse is a great game. My Sunday game, we're wrapping up basic D&D. Probably in the next couple of weeks. And then we're going to go to, this is kind of what I was thinking, and I'm kind of thinking out loud here, but I was talking to Paulette earlier about it. I'm sorry, Belle. And I'm thinking about doing Season 3 of my Savage Worlds zombie apocalypse game. Or you know all about that game. So we may do that zombie apocalypse game. Play that for a couple of months, and then... January when the new Mega Dungeon Adventure Path drops for Pathfinder, their first ever Mega Dungeon. I think our Sunday group will probably do that. So we'll do the Mega Dungeon AP, and then we'll do some Starfinder, I think. So I think that would be pretty cool. But it's been nice to get back to playing again, especially 3 weeks in a row. It's really nice. Welcome back, Gorgio. You got the computer and everything fixed, huh?
I do not. I am using a really shitty laptop, or crappy laptop. I'm looking at my my $3,000 paperweight right now.
Oh, doesn't that hurt though, man? To look over there and see that mound of cash over there just sitting there.
It really does, and like I sent my other motherboard to MSI in May, and it's out of California, and they said, "Oh, we'll send it out," and it's been 4 months now, and I still don't have it.
That's one thing about buying computers that are prefabricated from, like I Buy Power, or I buy all my stuff from Main Gear. And the last time I bought something from Main Gear, I said, look, if anything happens to this computer, I said, I work from home and I need this PC. So you have to be able to send someone out to fix it for me. And I kept having that. Kept having the blue screen crash, because I had one of those new Ryzen 16 core processors. So I had serious issues with that. So they had people out here all the time, but finally, I think it was an update that they had to make or something like that. But
do you need that Ryzen 16 core to run the Fantasy Grounds Unity? Is that what it is?
Yes.
No.
Really cranking the graphics on that. When you start dragging those tokens from left to right.
Well,
woo!
Yeah, when Unity first released, yeah, it was pretty resource intense, but now it's been optimized.
It's like a baby's butt now. It's running smooth.
It's smooth now.
With a big crack in it.
Line of Sight has been redone a couple of times. I know Carl's redone the entire code for that a couple of times. It's really smooth now. And especially when you're saying you pick up a token and drag it. But you guys remember when beta first came out, if you use the token drag, the token selector, and you'd select a bunch of tokens at once, and then you'd try to move it, it would almost crash it. So I didn't have any problems I think it was because of my system and having 64 gig of RAM. And I still think that helps, even though people say, oh, no, it doesn't have anything to do with it. I still think, the beefiness of your PC will also help run software. Well, of course it will, but I don't know. But anyways, you got your games going on again?
4 gig of RAM. Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, I do I did it because of the streaming and, and stuff like that. So, but yeah. I see you got I saw a couple games start up too in Gorgia. You running your games again?
I'm only doing one because that's the only time I have access to, and it's on Thursday mornings.
That's cool. Rob, what's going on with you?
Mukbang. Mukbang, everybody.
What is mukbang?
Mukbang.
I don't know. This is a Rob thing. He must learn.
Yeah, it's
What?
a Oriental thing where they like to watch other people eat on cam when they're alone.
Oh,
It's called
mukbang.
Mukbang?
Mukbang.
Do we say Oriental now still?
You
I
have
don't
to
think we
say
that.
a mukbang.
Oh, is that
Mukbang.
how the
Much
calling
celestial.
it?
What is it,
Kinda like
Asiatic, or what do you say?
Yeah,
kinda like a
No,
gremlin,
it's just Asian.
but
You don't need to
Asian?
say
Asian.
Asiatic.
Okay.
Well,
I'm old. I
but
don't
there's
know.
there's a lot of other cultures out there that are Asiatic that are not connected to the landmass of Asia. You do know that, right?
I understand.
So that's why I say Asiatic.
Really?
Or Pacific. You can say Pacific as well.
I just call them all humans.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I do. I'm playing all my games, Dave. The end. What did you ask me? You just said my name.
No,
that's all
because you had
did.
a hot dog stuffed down your
Oh
throat.
yeah,
So I was asking
I had,
how you were
well, I'm
doing.
phallically oriented, Dave. I love a good phallic symbol, especially if it's got some juice on it.
Yellow juice? You better
Get
see
you
a
a big
doctor.
bite of that. Get you a big old
Yeah,
bite.
How about some mayonnaise on there? There you
They
go.
make medicine for
As he
that.
does this in Gorgio.
Mayonnaise on a
the
hot dog
best.
is disgusting. Robin.
What? No, I put mayonnaise on my
That
hot
is,
dog.
I'm sorry,
outta
but
here.
that
Really?
is disgusting.
Yeah.
Yuck.
No, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nasty.
Delicious.
I spit ketchup, mayonnaise, and mustard and cheese and relish on my hot dogs.
Yes. Dill relish.
Mayonnaise is disgusting.
Oh, I do sweet.
Oh,
I
dill
still
relish.
but
Mayonnaise
I don't
has
do
its
sweet.
place. I mean,
I like
tuna
mayonnaise
salad.
on my
that-
tuna
no
salad.
sweet.
I like mayonnaise on my hamburger and on a roast beef sandwich with an onion roll. That's when I like mayonnaise.
Tomato
But-
sandwich is good. Mayonnaise. Just
Deviled
you
eggs.
know.
I was a
I
huge
hate
Hellman
tomatoes.
fan my whole life. My grandmother got me into Hellman's,
Dukes.
but they've changed the recipe, and you are absolutely right, Marbonia. Duke's is a Texas thing, and Duke's mayonnaise is amazing.
I could do Dukes.
Dukes
What's
is
the-
good.
What's the name of the one that's like the general mayonnaise that it's everywhere? It's the
Hellmann's?
Hellmann's, but it's called.
Is it Hellmann's?
It's got another name
Kraft
too.
or Hellmann's?
On the east side of the United States, it's called Hellmann's. From Texas to the West Coast, it's called Perfect Foods or something like that. But it's the same recipe.
Okay.
Miracle Whip.
Miracle
Bullshit.
That is
Oh.
garbage.
Miracle Whip is
Oh,
not mayonnaise.
no.
That's salad dressing.
That's garbage.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I can do Miracle Whip
I wouldn't even
on
put
a
it on my
pimento
salad
cheese
though.
sandwich only.
Me either. Miracle Whip.
I
is
can
so
tell the
gross.
difference between Miracle Whip and mayonnaise now, but when I was a kid, like I didn't know, and also the difference between butter and
Margarine.
margarine. You couldn't get me to tell the difference. I was all just, we just bought whatever was cheap, right? We just whatever's lowest cost that week or whatever.
But now that you can read, you just need to read the
yeah,
package.
now
how I
Worm, I don't know. That's pushing it. I mean, I can form sentences and I can kind of read a little bit.
So you decided that you're looking at the margarine and it's like plastic. Okay, it's the same stuff plastic's made out of, and then butter is supposed to clog your arteries and kill you at an early age. But so you make a choice.
Pick your poison.
I go.
Right?
I go with the natural. I'll clog the arteries. They won't be They won't be clogged full of plastic.
Hey, when I was kids, my folks used to take margarine and throw it in our freezer queen to make it taste better.
Ooh.
What the hell is a freezer queen?
The frozen
Is that a brand name?
Stouffer, like Stouffer's, but it's freezer queen. It was a cheaper version of frozen food.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
My
I
parents
am a
always
total
bought
Western
country
for a
crock.
whole family entree.
I grew up in the West. I've been to
It's
the
a
East. I don't
banquet.
like the East. I don't need the East. The Mississippi and east of that can just shut up shop and go away. As far as Dave's smart, he moved away.
Damn.
Keep your Hellmann's mayonnaise.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
No
yeah, the
shit,
East, the
Rob.
East is,
I love the
Right?
East
East
Coast.
is so crowded,
because
I
a
mean,
lot
you
of our
can't- you
viewers
open
are
your door
East
and there's
Coast based, so I love the East Coast.
I love you guys.
I
Oh,
don't
and
like
the
the
guys
East.
on the West
Send
Coast too.
all of your hate email to Rob Toohey.
At
please.
gmail.com.
Yeah.
You know, if
My-
you love everyone in New York and California, then you loved about half of
I love
America.
New York
Or
City.
Baltimore, the armpit of the United States. Because I'm
No,
a
that's
Cleveland
not
Browns
relation.
fan. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan.
Oh,
fan,
no.
So,
Ohio sucks.
Ravens have what, two Super Bowls now, and we could have had 2 Super Bowls. So, yeah. Hey, my parents used to buy Country Crock.
He's got his
brown
got his
bowl,
Oh,
so
I
that's
like
what
Country
we-
Crock.
Yeah, that's what
what
my
we use.
That's plastic.
That's what I still
That's
buy.
plastic.
Of course.
It's not. No, it's not. It's
What
it's
sport is
real
for the Ravens?
soft. It's good.
Yeah, Mary
I
Beth,
save the
you open it
tubs
up
and
NFL.
everything.
You open it up and eat what's inside, Mary Beth. I don't know if you got that.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can't
use
just
a lot
melt
of
it on the
butter.
burner. It
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, I
Throw
don't
it
use
on
a
the
lot
burner.
of. I don't put any salt in any food because it already has enough in it. But now pepper, dude, I go through one of those 6-ounce containers of pepper in about 2 months. I mean, I put tons of pepper on everything. So
My
That's fine with
macaroni and
Cajun.
cheese is black.
I put Cajun on everything. It's so good.
Cajun's
got
good
really
too.
good salt.
Yes.
I take the lid off because it takes too long to shake out what I want, so I just take the lid out for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit,
Dave, you don't salt your eggs?
You and oh hell no, dude, pepper only. So, but yeah, you impressed me when you did that, Belle. When you came to El Paso, and when we went to the rib hut and you just unscrewed the pepper container, I'm like, that's impressive, because I'm like fucking around with it trying to. And she just
Pour it in my
grabs it
hand.
from me and she just like took the lid off. I was like, oh, okay, all right, that's cool. So I do that now. So what's
How about that
everybody
patient?
eating? What's everybody eating?
I just had a
We
couple
already
tacos.
ate. It's nap
I
time
was
now,
eating.
Dave. You're behind.
You work for
They're
Bud,
gone
don't you? And Gorgio, do you work for Bud?
No, but
Yeah,
I live.
He teaches their truck drivers.
I do actually, but no, I live 15 minutes from the brewery.
Potentially.
Oh, wow. Rob's eating dogs. That's
got
what my
ribs.
son used to
Well,
call them. I got
8.
food too. I haven't even opened it up yet.
Yeah.
It's the same plates that I get
Fill up,
in the
Sean.
pack of 50. What are you eating, Robin? Are you having another hamburger?
I am not. No, there were
Circumstances.
household circumstances, so I will be eating after the stream, unfortunately.
Oh, all right. Looks
Robin
like you
cut
got
her
a little
hair,
plate of-
everybody.
Yeah, I did. I
She
cut all
did.
my hair off.
Yeah.
I can see this.
It's super short. Like that's it.
Don't talk to me about short. Holy shit.
Oh, she's
Right.
got the Kate and 8+8 hairdo.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I got
She
your
has-
bandit
I'm
hair.
just-
It sounds like a baby's butt.
She has the I want to talk to your manager haircut.
No, it's not
got
that
mine.
either. It's
Not
just
a
like
Karen cut.
it goes to like my clavicle if I leave it down. Oh, I'm sorry. What do you guys call
Yeah.
it?
Collarbone.
You're too
Collarbone.
fancy by using the word clavicle.
I
I
don't
was
think
about
what
to say,
clavicle-
what the hell is that?
Did you
Didn't mean it that way.
clavicle?
Didn't mean it that way. I
Dr.
just-
Clavicle, please come to the emergency room.
Hey, Josh is in the stream. What's up, Josh?
Okay, I don't like
what
being
kind of
called
games
on.
you got going on? What do you got going on this month?
I'm running Rob's 5e pickup games now.
Ooh, that's cool.
And
he pawned it
then-
off on you, huh?
Well, I mean, I volunteered.
Since you're the short stick,
No, I volunteered, and then I
She
still
does a
run
good
my
job with it.
Saturday game, which has been going on for like 4 years.
Wait a minute,
Nothing
wait a
new
minute.
there.
I think I heard last night that she's a very vicious DM. She's bloodthirsty.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That's true.
Oh,
it's not a
It-
bad thing in 5e.
Right.
it's
That's fun.
so I try to be, but I also roll like Will Wheaton very terribly.
Dr. Crusher, Dr.
Yeah.
Crusher's little boy.
Yes. So I have horrible luck with dice rolls. So I try to be vicious, but I like could never hit and stuff like that. It's a fact.
We just turn on the manual on Fantasy Grounds, and you can roll whatever you want.
Yes. I'll
Have
just
you
pick
run
random
anything-
numbers.
Have you run anything other than 5e?
I have in the past, yes. I've ran a Cypher system before and Savage Worlds very, very briefly.
Wow, nice. Marbani, what do you got going on, bud?
The
Still
only
got
thing
Deadlands?
Yep, Deadlands on Thursdays. And it's kind of become a thing between Jingo and I. Jingo the Fool also streams Deadlands on Thursdays, so we.
The dueling marshals.
Yep, dueling marshals. But no, it's. I mean, I'm loving it. I love it. But I also like to play my 5e, and I've been in a couple of Drake's 5e games. And would you quit? You haven't even started gagging on that meat shank
I was
thing.
think-
of
I
yours
was-
yet,
I was
Dave.
thinking about that.
I know you.
I was thinking about how that Miracle Whip crap, and I was like on my ribs,
yeah.
and I was like,
The 5e Miracle Whip.
Spread a little bit out on your rib.
Yeah, yep.
now take it out.
Uh-oh, he's doing the unveiling.
Here it is.
Oh.
Here it is.
Oh my God.
Da-da-da-da.
So
There's
Yeah,
one
that's
tiny
coma. That's
roll
coma.
with all those ribs.
yeah.
Dave's gonna be
Holy
a coma.
shit.
Well, the dinner does come with
So
two of
much
these,
cheaper,
but
so
I
much cheaper than burying
smashed
your
one of
animals.
these.
Thanks, Dave.
You're
I
muted,
s-
Dave,
That's
so
what
Oh,
you can't
You're
talk.
muted.
sorry.
That's
I s-
macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, the macaroni and cheese. Two of those come with the dinner. Oh my God, I'm just like, I'm ready to have an orgasm.
Is that a
Yeah,
dinner
pull
for
out the
two?
one
I
rib.
hope, right?
Dig
Yeah,
in,
so-
buddy.
so hungry.
So the macaroni and cheese, there was two of them, but she goes, "Do you need any utensils?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll take a spoon because I'm gonna I smashed one of the macaroni and cheeses on the way home because I had
Driving?
to. But look at that, yeah, they make the
Hit
macaroni
the
and cheese.
hit the freaking red light.
curly.
Gong, 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 gong.
No, I was going like 90 down I-10.
Steering with his knee.
You got
No,
your
I wasn't
knee,
on
just
I-10, I was
scooping it
on-
in.
Yeah, I was on 375, and I was just like shoveling it in. It was awesome. Yeah, the rolls, I don't eat the rolls. I always try to pawn my roll off on someone, but I don't like their rolls, but I love everything else. But I like Savage Worlds too. I'm thinking about doing the zombie apocalypse.
Love it.
game.
I
You know,
like
they're trying to bring it on an even playing field with the rest of the Savage World stuff. So they just did the Kickstarter for the new Deadlands, and a lot of it hasn't changed, but like the various fate chips, the white and the blue and the red fate, that's going away. They're just going to be bennies like everything else. But I don't know how long. So what do you think about that, Dave?
What do I think about it?
I
I think it's
I
great.
just waited
I
for
knew
you to
you were
get
going to do
about-
something. I knew it. That's why I took that real quick bite. I like Sway.
Gonna
I like
spew
the
cheese
additions.
all over his screen.
I
Savage
how
Rolls,
they
yeah, it's
redid
like-
Chases. I like how they redid.
I don't know how the chase thing works in Fantasy Grounds. I need to figure out how the chase thing
There's
works.
really nothing there. I think Aki's gonna do a new interface for that. We talked about it about a year ago. So, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, there will be some changes with that.
Did you mess around with the Theater of the Mind extension at all, Dave?
Dominic's working on it. You can actually download I think you can
there's one on the
download an
forums
extension for it. But I know it's kind of.
He says it's really beta, so it's really rough. Right?
What the hell is a Theater of the Mind extension? I thought you were pulling my leg.
No, it actually
it's
adds
on the forums.
Yeah, it adds it basically what it does is it overhauls the party tab on the party sheet. The bottom tab,
right,
where you can actually draw and place tokens, and but it redoes it, gives it a new interface, a new look and stuff. So, but yeah, that'll be baked in eventually. So, but he's working on some other top secret classified stuff I can't talk about right now.
Top secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to kill us all.
But that's it's good stuff though. I knew you were gonna say something. As soon as I took a bite of that macaroni and cheese, I said somebody's gonna ask me something. So.
Back at you, Dave.
No, it's all good.
Pull the rib. Pull the one rib, the brontosaurus rib up and show 'em.
Here is the beef back rib. This is a single beef.
Oh,
yeah. Here you go.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Here we go, baby. Look at that. Rip that flesh.
Oh.
How's that taste, Dave?
Love that horse
really
meat.
good. It's actually
I'm going to
still
Dave's
warm.
house.
It looks like it needs a little barbecue sauce on it, though.
Yeah, it looks like it might be dry.
Folks, that is really horse. I mean, we talked about that and said, in America they don't eat horse, but you're seeing it right there. Dungeon Master Dave is eating somebody's horse. Yes.
This is
You're
really
not
good.
You're not from Kentucky. They eat horse. That's what happens if they don't win.
Give that dog a bone. Is that what you're saying? Give that dog
The
a
horse
bone.
loses, they fucking eat it. That's great. That's great. Like the announcer at the Kentucky Derby's like, and coming in second is Flash's home. Get the barbecue
Here's
sauce.
the half a
everybody.
rack of baby back ribs.
Oh, look at that.
Those are so amazing.
Oh my god, I'm so
$29.99. It comes with 2 sides.
Do you guys ever eat beef or chicken or anything, and while you're eating it, you're like, this is a fucking dead animal. That's disgusting.
No.
And then it tastes so good, you eat it anyway. Like
then
I
the
say
last
thank
time that
God I'm
happened
on the
to me,
top of the
I
food
just eat
chain. That's what I say.
I went
I'm
to
glad I'm on
the
top.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I got like a 2-piece meal or whatever, something really small. But I was eating a chicken leg, and a tendon snapped and hit me in the lip, and I'm like, oh god, that's disgusting. And then I ate the rest of it.
I've had that happen before.
When we were
And then you
growing
look
up,
at it, it's like, is that a worm?
Yeah, it just, I mean, it's a
My,
fucking tendon, and you're just munching down on this because you've been taught to since you were a kid.
my grandparents named the 2 pigs they got after me and my brother, Carrie and Craig, 2 pigs. And then, 3 years we went up there for Christmas and visited. On the 4th year
There was a roast.
for 4th of July, there was a pig roast. And guess what they ate? Carrie and Craig.
Jesus.
Needless to say, neither one of us could eat any.
Yeah,
We
don't
wouldn't do it.
name your animals.
Poor Charlotte's Web.
You can't eat your pets. Dave, that pet's name that you're eating, his name was Ralph.
Oh, I
Because if you
appreciate
eat all
Ralph.
that, you're going to go Ralph.
No, I won't go Ralph. That's for sure.
If I got a tray like that, Dave, I would literally be eating that for 4 days. Like, I couldn't get
Well,
through it.
I'll eat half the rack of baby backs, and then I'll eat the other half like tomorrow for lunch.
I
or
could
Yeah.
eat it all.
It would last me
One go.
more than half a
I
week.
could smash it all, Robin, but I just try not to anymore. I just try not to.
I
But
don't
I
give a
could.
shit.
I could smash it. Believe me, I could.
Well,
So good.
when we went there, they had a thing where you could add on one of the ribs like that, and I had ordered something small, and I was
$2
like, yeah, I'll
for a
get 2 or
beef
3
rib
of
like
those.
that.
Yeah. So the waiter's looking at me like, what? It's like, yeah, I'll get 3 of them. He's like, are you sure? I said, okay, well, just put 2 then. And when it came out, it's like, oh my god.
Because you're basing it on the price, right? Then you see it, and it's this big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, they were like this. They were huge.
Hey, Worm, your fan base has shown up over there in chat.
Misty said she loves you. She says she loves you.
That guy sucks.
Great. We need to ban her.
Hey,
We need
what's
to
up,
ban
Mike?
her again.
No, they're definitely not
Not-
burnt. It's they put a
Oh.
honey
That's
glaze on top of the ribs. So That's why it's got an off color, but believe me, dude, those things are so good.
Bannock says Worms puns suck.
I think they're
Yeah.
awesome.
Sometimes
Shots fired.
sometimes they
You think they're awesome?
yeah, no, I'd say about 90% of the time they're really good, but sometimes some crickets will start chirping. So
Yeah, but that 10%.
Do you guys all like
makes
puns?
it
You
run
guys
good.
all generally think puns are good? You like puns?
Like
I
I
know
don't,
Worm-
have
I don't
a
mind 'em.
DVD. It says 101
I have to be
puns, and
offended.
I watch it. I get off over and over again.
I think puns are the lowest form of comedy, second only to song parody.
well, what about
That's
props?
funny. Puns
Like
feel the
Carrot
same
Top?
way about you.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. I don't want anything to do with them.
You know what we
not
should do
funny.
next
That'd be
month?
rough.
You should do an hour stand-up show for us on the network, Rob.
I get paid for that.
Can you
I get
break
paid
out your
big
old
money to do that.
material?
I do. I can do an hour, but not for free. I
He
can't.
wrote a book.
I'm in a
God,
union,
you know
Dave.
He could
I'm in
do
a
an
union.
hour with his eyes
No.
closed.
I'll give you
Oh,
$1.
that's all right. Yeah, you can't-
A dollar will
Rob
get
just can't
you-
stand
What
for
is
an
the-
hour, so
A dollar
have
will
to
get
be
you
sitting
4
down.
seconds of comedy.
All right. I'll give you
What
$1.
is what is
$1.
what is the minimum now? I can't even remember. For you.
Well, the stand-up comedy doesn't have a set pricing thing like acting does. Like the minimum,
okay.
if you're a day player for a movie or a TV show, it's like $800 a day
Yeah.
or something like that. That's crazy.
well, it was 500. So
But the joke I used to do, when I was actively being a comedian, people would always tell me a joke, and I would just tell them, "Listen, you want to laugh? Run my credit." But I just got my credit report today. I can't say that anymore. My credit is 800 points. It's 800. I have excellent credit. So
Yeah,
that's
you're
not
what
funny.
the credit card companies call a deadbeat. You pay your
Well,
shit
no.
off too. too
Right, the
much.
credit card
Can't
companies
stand
hate
having
me
something
because
to do and
they
paying
don't make
bills is
any money
something to
from me.
do.
I pay my bill every
That's
month.
right.
They don't make any
That's right.
money from me.
And that
I
is
don't do
literally the
credit cards
term.
anymore. I paid off my credit cards about 10 years ago,
yeah,
and if I can't pay cash for it, I don't buy it. If
The only
can't
reason
pay
I
for
have
it-
a credit card is that I don't carry
That's
cash.
my
I
motto now.
use everything on the credit card and then I pay it at the end of the month.
Oh,
Apple Watch.
That's the smartest
I
thing
carry
you can
cash.
do is get a credit card and pay it off at the end of the month.
Yep.
I have a
Best
credit
thing
card
to
for
do.
emergencies, and
Yeah,
it
we have
doesn't
a
have
rainy day one.
it doesn't have an annual fee or nothing like that. So it just
Credit card or
Every-
cash?
every couple years I get a hey, you haven't used this, do you want to keep it active? And then I have to call and keep it active, but I don't use it. If I can't pay cash for it, I don't.
The debit card's about the most dangerous thing to use.
I don't even use
Yeah,
my debit card. It's cash.
Credit card,
Super dangerous.
credit card, then cash, then debit card. That's the order.
It's called a
I
gun
just
safe.
use
I just
trade
use
with
debit
diamonds.
cards anymore.
Do you nice for them? Yeah,
Credit card
yeah.
means that
Everything I
if
keep in
somebody
my gun
steals
safe.
money, they're stealing the credit card company's money. If somebody steals money from your debit card, they're stealing your money.
Stealing
That's the
your
difference.
money. Yeah.
Your money. Yep.
I have
Credit.
I have an account that I use for online purchases that just has nothing in it. It's a no interest
Right.
bearing. It's just no monthly fee, and anytime I want to buy anything online, I just transfer it over there, and that's it. And then it has like a couple bucks in it until I want to buy something from Amazon or
Yeah, cash is good.
What
Walmart
PayPal's
grocery
for.
order. Yep, Walmart grocery order, and that's about it. But no, I take all my money out of the bank. I do. I don't. I mean, oh well, you're losing interest. What, fucking
Well, we
losing,
heard the
what,
nickel
20
or
cents, 30 cents. Come on, like that's worth it.
Was it nickels or pennies? Which story was that?
Dave,
when I
where
paid
do
my
you- where do
taxes
you-
in nickels?
Do you just keep your money at your house?
Nickels.
In a gun safe. I have a.
What
gun
do you?
vault.
What if your house burns down?
The vault ain't gonna burn down. It'll be.
He keeps
standing
it in
there.
nickels.
Yeah.
He keeps it all in nickels.
Yeah,
He doesn't care.
yeah. I don't. I just. I lost.
They're not going to melt.
I lost some money one time when my bank shut down. And even though it was FDIC insured, I never saw a freaking dime of the money that I lost. So even though by law I'm supposed to, but that's why I take all my money out. I get paid and I go to the ATM, pull it out. All
Anything
$100.
under
Hey, that
250,000, by the way.
All $100 I pull out, put it in my safe. That's it. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Time to eat my ribs.
What was the topic tonight?
What is
The topic was
for
somebody's
It was
winning
supposed to
a
Right.
Fantasy Grounds license.
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it had
Yeah.
it. I thought it was what do you despise the most about 5e?
Despise?
Oh,
Any-
that's right.
or-
What
or
do you
in-
not
I
like
don't think
about
it was-
do you
Fifth Edition?
dislike?
Ah.
What would
about
you
different
like to see? Yeah.
RPGs?
What do you dislike about D&D 5e?
What would you like to see changed?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go first.
All right, Rob.
steal mine.
I really like Fifth Edition D&D is my favorite RPG. There's no secret about that. I really like it. I think it's as perfect a game as can be. And the thing that I don't like about it is only online. I don't mind what I'm about to say doesn't affect the kitchen table game, but it does affect Fantasy Grounds for very specific reasons. So, I don't like lower level characters like maybe Aarakocra or whoever gets flying at a low level. But there's a very specific reason for that, is because when I first started using Fantasy Grounds in 2015, and I started to stream and I started to play a game with a bunch of people I didn't know, everybody would go, okay, I fly up, and you reveal the whole map. And I had paid all this money for this fantastic program with shading map and fog of war. And in the first encounter, the very first thing the person would do is fly up and reveal the whole map. So it used to just piss me off. So the thing I don't like about 5th edition is low-level flying. I didn't mind if they cast the fly spell, but if you just have flying innately, if you're playing with a VTT, it ruins the whole experience of the Fog of War map. So that's what I don't like. But other than that, I don't really mind anything about 5e. I like the game. I think it's really great.
Who wants to go
The
next?
end. Next.
I'll go next.
Sure.
You can't. It's hard to die, so you don't have that fear that your character will end. Yeah, because you just look at the cleric and go, "I'm dying, heal me."
Well, all right,
I'm
in
dead,
discussion,
bring me
that's
back.
what the rest of us were going to say too. So
You've never
Yeah.
been on one of my tables.
Oh, I'll kill you.
I
Yeah, but you
will.
shouldn't have to adjust things. You know what I mean?
No, but any
You shouldn't
any
have to.
DM
It should be
that-
ready to go
And I'm
out of
not
the
a
box.
DM. I'm not a DM. I'm a player, and I hate that element is no longer there. There's not that fear, so you don't worry about your character as much. So you don't care if
So
you.
as many campaigns as
get
I've been in, and
indoors.
as many times as I died, I would severely disagree that it's hard to die in 5e. It's
I've
not
never.
hard.
Well, if
not
you're
hard
using
to die.
if you're using monsters out of the monster manual, Volos, stuff like that, yes, it is a little bit harder to die, especially when a character gets to level 5 and you start throwing in extra attack and all these rogue defenses and fireball and lightning bolt. Yeah, it's a little bit harder because the monsters don't scale to you. Granted, yes, you can adjust the monsters. Why?
Yeah, that's what
You
I was
shouldn't
going to
have
say. It's the CR stuff, right? When I first read the manual, and I thought, oh, there's this really cool mechanic. There's a rating for the monsters, and you can figure out what your party is, and then you throw the monsters at them. But it never seems to work perfectly. They either seem to just breeze through it. But I do. I'll adjust monsters. I'll adjust things and do what you need to do to keep it exciting.
Make
You mean
deadly
that
encounters
Icewind Dale
every
Bane?
single time.
So
What'd you say? Make what?
Make deadly encounters every single time. I found
Well-
that that's the most hectic, most tension you can make in a campaign is if the campaigns are always hard or if the encounters are always hard or deadly.
And let me
Paper
propose
phone.
a theory to you guys too. I think tell me if you agree that most DMs who are dungeon mastering this particular game 5e are very liberal with
Liberal.
rests. And if you played it the way you're supposed to play it, you would play, how a round is 6 seconds, you would play that the characters only get a rest every 16 hours after they've taken an 8-hour, once a day on calendar time, not real time
Yeah,
for us.
that's
but
how I do.
And so if you're doing, if characters go from an encounter to the next encounter, and then they're adventuring or horseback riding, or they're spending time in the game, if you go 24 hours or 16 hours and an 8-hour rest, if the DM gives short rest as they're intended and long rest as they're intended, you're gonna fucking be begging for extra resources, or it's easy to die in the game if it's played correctly. That's my theory. Because if you think about any games you've played online or even at the kitchen table, you play 3 or 4 hours and then you play next week, or maybe you play several hours but you don't play again until next week, and the resting and the long resting gets lost. And DMs are far too liberal with, okay, yeah, you guys want to take a long rest, let's do that. And if you did it the way you're supposed to do, you'd never be resting, and you'd be always scraping for your life.
So, Rob, let me ask you this. Since you've been DMing 5e, have you ever had a total party kill? I've
been a member of the dead several times, and I've killed parties several times, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was just, since I've been playing 5e, I've been in one total party kill, and that was because Dave was pissed, and so he sent some lich after him. But other than that, he was like, we were like goofing around, and he was just like, that's enough of that shit. And all of a sudden, this lich comes out and starts ripping people's throats out and whatever. But other than that, I've never been in a total party kill, and I haven't even been close. But when I used to play, older versions of D&D, I remember lugging body parts from people around so we could regrow them, and just their heads in a bag and jamming through the portable
party.
hole.
We nicknamed Stiffy.
Well, right, like think about how many
all the
times
time. We just nicknamed him Stiffy. We just carried him around.
Think about how many times in campaigns you guys have ever played in 5e where you had to go bring a member of the party to a cleric to be revived or resurrection, or that hardly ever happens, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's because DMs are too liberal with rest. They let their party heal too often. And there's even that rule in the Dungeon Master's Guide that has I think it's called natural healing, which makes it even harder. Yeah. Because when you take a long rest, you only you roll your hit dice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is
a long rest.
Next game, we're going to homebrew where everybody catches some disease that doesn't allow them to heal at all. So you've got to go the entire campaign just going down on health.
Well, yeah, but now you're making
the
rule to change the game, though. That's a different story. Because I also don't believe in homebrew.
My opinion is
I'm taking proficiency out.
5e proficiency out.
I'm taking it out.
Well, I like proficiency. I think
it'll
that's
make
nice.
magic items more valuable. That's my opinion.
Oh, that's the other thing. Magic
too
items far too available. DMs do that too. They give away too much magic.
What does the DM's guide say? Get a list of magic items from each one of your players that they would like to have. Come on.
Say that in there?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Come on!
Right after he wrote it in.
You're hilarious.
Come on. Get a list of... And in fact, I think it might even be mentioned in the player's handbook. Get a list of items that you would like to have from your players. Yeah, I want a Cloak of Displacement. I want the Holy Avenger. Yeah, so I can never be hit with a Cloak of Displacement.
Oh, it's funny. I never read that in there because I don't give players... I don't let my players ask me for shit. No, fuck that.
I don't do that either.
You get what you find.
I know that was in 4th edition also.
You thought this was Costco when you pulled up the front door? What the fuck?
Yeah. And Gorgia, what do you think?
You mean you can't go to ye old magic shop and buy whatever you want?
The Adventurer's Vault, yeah. You can if it's uncommon. Well, common, I would imagine. And Gorgia, what about you? What do you dislike?
Even if you have a party member that has 50,000 gold, whenever that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
He robbed the magic shop. That's how he got 50,000 gold.
Right. Because there are people that say, "Hey, what are we gonna? Gold's not worth anything in 5e. You can't do anything with it." So I made the magic shops, but
sure. You can do a
I like giving out magic. I think
Let them
it's
buy
fun.
boons and stuff. I mean, shit, there's optional boons and stuff you can use in the DMG.
Sometimes I let the players have the magic items too,
Mm-hmm.
Just give them all to the NPCs. Then you got to kill them to get the magic items.
When I give magic items, you guys will notice this. When I give magic items, they're +1 to damage or +2 to damage, not to hit, because proficiency already takes care of it. Proficiency and your ability score modifier, you already got plenty to hit, because the ACs in 5e are super low unless you get to the Roper, which is 18, or the Adults or Ancient Dragons. But everything else is like pre-18 for the most part.
So, Dave, is that your thing? Is the proficiency bonus? Is that
No,
that's the
I
thing you
actually
like?
what I like. I saw Engorgio coming in and out. I wanted to see what he had to say, but I'll go ahead and go since he's kind of connecting in and out. What I don't,
He's trying to get his
I love D&D
audio
5e. I played it for 7 straight years, almost 8 years, including playtesting. I love 5e, so I don't like it when people say, "Oh, you're bashing 5e." I'm not bashing 5e. I'm critical of it because Wizards of the Coast is the face of the entire RPG industry. So yes, I'm going to be critical, and I've loved D&D since I started playing in 1984. Granted, I think D&D 5e is very player friendly, and that's okay. It's very player friendly. But what I dislike and what I think that could be improved on is not anything with the game itself, because the game is great. Their business model is what I think could be improved.
Ooh, I'm excited to hear this.
And this isn't, I'm not being negative on this either. Okay, I'm new to Paizo. I'm new to Starfinder, and I'm new to Pathfinder 2. I look at their business model and I was just engulfed by, holy crap, this is amazing. They have a ton of support on a monthly basis. They offer subscriptions to their player base that they can opt in and get the core rule books or the map packs or the adventure paths, which is an amazing thing as well. So the subscription model is amazing. And I think if Wizards of the Coast did something like that, they would knock it out of the park, because they would just smash it. I'm sure they would. Instead of having 3 or 4 books come out a year. I mean, Paizo has 9 items a month come out. I mean, that's like that. So that's what I mean by the business model could use a little bit of help. Now, I mean, they're smashing it. Believe me, everything Wizards puts out is pretty much on the Amazon bestseller list, which is pretty impressive. But I think their business model could be improved on, and they could have products come out a little bit more frequently instead of once every 3-4 months. That's the only
What do you
thing.
think about like digital only releases? I mean,
I
it probably takes a while for them to print up books and
they're
get all that
scared
set
of
up.
PDFs. I think they're. I think they've never said it, but I mean, there's going to be PDF theft. Okay, there's going to be troves everywhere out there. Make your money while you can. Just think of the millions and millions of dollars they've lost out on by not selling PDFs since the start of the game. I mean, they could have made a killing on that. But then they have other digital platforms like Fantasy Grounds, D&D Beyond, Roll20 and stuff, and other companies out there as well. But why not just put it out there everywhere? Why not just sell PDFs? I mean, people want PDFs. People want them for their Kindle readers. They want them, PDF readers and stuff. That's just
so.
Here's
The deal, and I don't want to start a conversation on the woes of the world today,
okay.
but the social distancing thing is going to change them, or you think they've missed the train before now. It's gonna people aren't meeting for games anymore.
I've been saying that for years. I mean, it's not like it was. I mean, brick and mortar stores are having a hell of a time trying to stay in business. How can you compare to paying $29 for a book on Amazon with free shipping when you have to spend gas, go to a bookstore, and then pay $49.99 for it? Unless you have a serious expendable income, Amazon is where. I mean, look. Amazon bestseller list. Obviously, people are buying from Amazon. So I feel bad for the brick and mortar stores. I really do.
I have a
feel
question
really bad
regarding
for them. If it wasn't for Magic, a lot of them would be out. Mm-hmm.
I have a question, David, regarding the business model. So
sure.
Wizards specifically puts out 3 or 4 books a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like you said, you can get them up for $30 on Amazon. So that's $90 or $120 a year.
Mm-hmm.
You're spending if you buy everything from Wizards, just the hardbacks. Now, how much a month do you pay for Paizo stuff?
Depending on the month. So
how much a year would you say? Yeah, so that's $1,200 a year.
I'd say a couple $1,000 a year. But see, I
Right.
have
So
every subscription, Rob. I'm one of the few.
no,
people
but my point
that
is,
have
is
every,
that
no, I get what you're saying. I know where you're going with
What
this,
am I
so
saying?
No, you're saying how can you justify 3 or 4 releases a year when you're buying 9 items a month from Paizo? That's where you're going.
So
with this, right?
my point
Yeah.
is, thank you. That is what I was saying. But my point about that is, there are many people who are gamers that can't afford,
I
that they
agree.
have to pick and choose, right? So if they
And
were
that's the
doing, whether
beauty
they're
of it.
doing Pathfinder or Starfinder or even any other systems besides Wizards of the Coast, they may be able to buy 1 or 2 books a year.
Mm-hmm.
And if it were me, if I were like you, I wouldn't be able to take it. I'd have to have it all, right? I'd have to be like you. I'd have to get everything because I can't be missing out. Whereas with Wizards of the Coast, I only have to worry about 3 or 4 books a year for
Yeah.
5th edition, and I do buy all the Fantasy Grounds modules and all the D&D Beyond. I triple purchase everything because I'm a freak.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I do
people
the
got to
same.
pick and choose. Right, people that maybe they have, their budget is okay. I can spend $20 a month on RPGs or $50 a month or whatever their budget is, so much a year. They're going to be more comfortable with somebody like Wizards of the Coast because the choices are limited. They only just going to have the 4.
You know what? I think of this kind of like Nintendo, right? When a Nintendo Wii comes out, there's a couple of games that are incredible. Everybody goes out and buys it. And then Nintendo just starts dumping this shovelware on the market. So there's just thousands of games. And then the people who loved it at first, they started just buying it up. Or you could think of it like Star Wars with Disney, right? When it comes out every once in a while, it's like something to anticipate. But when it comes out all the time, if it's great, it's okay. But it's pretty rare that they're all just incredible. I prefer if they can, to do 1 or 2 things a year and just make it great than to, do 2 or 3 things a year, but then just dump, a Star Wars story or a D&D story out every month just so you can cover your subscription people. I mean, if I want that, I'll just join a Patreon. There's
Jelly
tons
of
of
the
them. I
month.
mean,
Yes.
yeah, there's tons of those that are incredible things. Yeah, so you might as well, if that's what you want.
Yeah, and something
No, I get it.
that Wizards has specifically is the DM's Guild, which not only offers a wide variety of additional stuff, but it's also made by the fans. It's also made by the people who play.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's not going to be as heavily regulated. There might be, you might buy an adventure
Wild West.
and
It
you
is
might
the
buy an
Wild
adventure and be
West.
like, this wasn't very good. But so what? You spent $4. Who cares,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I wanted a rogue, but I got a rouge.
The Rouges are great.
there is.
He's from
I got
Baton Rouge.
I got a +1 rouge, but yeah. So I get what you're saying, Dave. It's a valid point, but I wonder, when you ask a company to change their business model, you have to consider the.
Oh, I'm not asking them to. I mean, they're
the
never going to
customer
listen.
base.
They would never listen to me anyway. So.
No, but I mean, they do. I mean, they play test. They listen to fans about play testing. They might listen to fans if they thought But I haven't heard any rumblings. Like I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, I wish Wizards had a different business model. I mean, people must be saying it, but I haven't heard it myself.
I'll start with that playtesting thing. Just following some of the people on Twitter, there's no way the amount of stuff that they crank out, they can playtest everything, right? There are so many. I feel like
they're pretty good at sending
they
out
come up with
consistent
ideas.
playtest packs. I get them quite.
Yeah,
often.
I get every
for
one of them.
the large stuff, right? But I mean, for like all of the modules and everything that they crank out, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that there's just like an enormous amount of playtesting that would go in. I think that the world is different. I think the world is different than it was like years and years ago, where people would expect just a few, 1 or 2 things a year, so they crank on it like D&D Next. I think people, like with Paizo, right? They're expecting a lot of things to come out, and because of that, either hire more people, or to crank out that thing, or you start cutting corners.
Yeah. And
But as far as Wizards of the Coast is concerned, I'm on the list. I'm sure some of you are. I know Schmo, who isn't here today. I know he's on the list. We sign NDAs with Wizards of the Coast, and then they send me every book that's coming out. They send it to me, and it's not finalized, right? It's just like all the stuff, and then they tell you, can you pick
and such.
Yeah, can you? And yeah, they name them. Yeah, this one's called Project Subway. Like, what the hell? But and then they ask you, are you a
Project
DM or a
Jared,
player?
$5 foot
And can you play it with your group? And then you send them notes, and then they take the players, and there must be 100,000 or more. I don't know what the number is, but it's got to be at least 100,000 people. So they're really
How do you sign
taking
up for that?
You just email them and say you want to be on the list. I think I can't remember how I got on the list, but you have to ask. They don't just solicit it. But they do, you fill out a report and you send it to them, and they used to put people's names in the books, but they stopped doing that about the time I signed up. I was mad. There used to be a really fine print of 1,000 names in there or whatever.
Yeah.
But because as many playtesters as there are, I don't do it all the time, right? If I, what they do is they send you a book, they send you the PDF. Which is why we know the PDFs exist, because that's how they send it to you.
Well, it's not.
And they say
it doesn't have any color. I mean, it's just
no. It doesn't have the art in it. Right.
It's a Word document, basically.
Right. And then they say, pick a section of this and play it with your group, and then have your group. And if you have to have all your players sign NDAs, and if you do it that way, and then who's the DM and who were the players and which section did you do, and then there's a 50 question. Sort of multiple choice. Was this encounter your favorite? Did you like the story this way, or would it have been better this? They kind of ask, they kind of structure flowcharty questions to help you determine, or help them determine which is the best and what people like the most. And so I play tested. What's the one that had the 4 seasons in it? Was that Dragon Heist?
Yes.
Winter, summer. Yeah. Okay. I did that one.
Yep.
And then we did, before Dungeon of the Mad Mage came out, we did level 19 and level 3 or something. We did, they asked us to pick 2 levels and do that.
Yeah.
And then the last couple that have come out, I always open them and look at them to see, do I recognize what this is? Because they, they don't tell you what it is. You got to read through it to try to figure out which one it is. But the last 3 or 4 of them I haven't done anything with. I just open them and look at them, and then I close them, and they send, there's an encrypted password, and you have to jump through, you have to draw blood and tell them your social security number. It's crazy. But yeah, they take playtesting seriously. So I would imagine if they get emails at customer service, or people are saying, hey, you guys should consider doing 5 books a year or do more, I'm sure they listen to all that, but it's Hasbro, and they got to go with the bottom line and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm no
sure.
CEO.
No, what I mean by business model, it's just not more products and more frequent products. There's a lot more to it, but we just don't have the time to talk about it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to shelve the rest of the conversation for next month, and we'll discuss more about D&D 5e and what you would like to see different about it. So, and we're not hating on 5e. None of us are hating.
No, not at all.
We all love 5e. Because that's what we've predominantly played.
That's why we're all here, yeah.
Yeah, that's for years. Myself, I'm just taking a break from it because I played it for 7 solid plus years. So I need a break from it. Doesn't mean that I hate 5e, and I've gotten that before. Hey, you're not playing it. Why do you hate 5e? And I'm like, dude, I'm tired of repeating myself on that. That was my hillbilly accent kicking in there for a second.
You got that trucker hat on. That's where it's kicking in.
Yeah. Fold that bill. Will you please fold that bill, will you?
I'll see you in class
Hold it,
tomorrow.
Dave. Hold it.
Right. All right. So we'll continue this next month with part 2. But we have a Fantasy Grounds license we're going to be giving away.
Giveaway.
So, yeah. I have got... my generator
All of us will say 2 or 3 letters of the key, right? And then they have to figure out what order it goes in.
Yeah, right.
Oh God,
W7. That's that start. That's my.
we're not
All right,
playing Murder House.
I am generating a winner now with everybody in chat. And congratulations to, Eraser TX.
Eraser
Text.
I'm sure he already has it.
Eraser TX. So congratulations, you won a Fantasy Grounds Ultimate license. You can.
What if he already has it? I'm sure he does.
If he already has it, he can gift it to someone if he wants to.
Oh yeah, he said pass. I have an ultimate license.
Okay, so we will
Then he
pass.
did the emoticon that flips you off.
I got to open up.
Then he said, "Suck it, losers."
Yeah. Losers.
Or you can have a bite of Dave's
All right,
rib.
here. Yeah, I'm not giving away any of that rib. There's no way, dude. All right.
You'd rather spend $140 on license than give away a
So
rib.
the next,
All right.
Who is it?
Okay, so I had to open up my browser again. Sorry about that, everybody. Congratulations to P Burks 001001. Congratulations, P Burks. You won a Fantasy Grounds Ultimate License. P Burks.
Oh, that's a bot.
P. Burks.
P Burks.
That's just a bot.
P Burks
P. Burks, say something in chat. Acknowledge that you.
P Burks,
acknowledge that you
are
know.
you in chat?
I don't see them in chat.
Must be
I
trying
haven't-
to win.
Yeah, it was just there.
I already have
Classic
and Unity.
Even the bots have Fantasy Grounds Unity.
Yeah, he's a bot. He's got the pen.
Oh.
All right, next name.
All right.
Hashtag not a bot.
I actually shut the damn.
Maybe we
right,
should
I'm
say who
gonna stop-
doesn't have fantasy grounds.
Yeah,
The remaining
right?
people.
Yeah.
if you got fantasy grounds, just get out of chat. How's that?
No.
All right, here we
No,
go.
that's
No,
why
I'm
I
kidding,
like
I'm
using the
kidding.
bot I use is
Oh,
because they have to sign in, and if they already have it, they're not going to sign in.
Grats, Rob TV. You were the next drawer, but I'm re-rolling
Was
you. Yeah.
I look in the chat, Dave. I put pick me.
Did you? Yeah. All right. I bet you this person probably has it also. So congratulations to Havoc_RPG.
Havoc.
Havoc.
Rigged.
Havoc
Rigged.
RPG.
It's rigged.
Yeah, it's
Havoc.
rigged.
Do you have it? Who?
Yeah.
No, I think it's woo. I think it's a
All right.
excitable.
Oh, is it?
So it looks like we
Yeah,
have
he's
a
probably
winner.
English. That's the H.
That's
So
the
he
age.
I say it
pronounces
true.
He pronounces it Will Wheaton. Is that how he does it?
Will we?
Whipped cream. Yeah, but this
Nice,
one's going to
gifting.
my daughter. There you go. He's going to give it to his
There
There
daughter.
you go.
Fantastic.
All right. Congratulations, Havoc. Let me I will in fact
No
why don't
birthday gift
you-
for her this year.
Yeah,
Sweet.
right. He's gonna say, "Oh, I just spent $150 on this license for you." He's gonna tell
Hello.
him-
Yeah.
He's gonna tell his
Meanwhile,
daughter
all of
that.
us are PayPal and Dave $20 a piece. That's how we're doing it. We're all splitting the cost.
I'll do 21 so he can get another rib.
All right. Havoc RPG.
I don't know what the amount is.
Havoc, if you could do me a favor and send me a message on my contact page on my digitaldungeonmaster.com website, I will go ahead and get with you. You can have your daughter can have either Classic or Unity, and let me know, and we'll take care of it, and I'll gift you the license. So.
Awesome.
And I have
Congrats,
access,
Havoc.
to, and I mean, I'm not bugging Doug for anything. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
gonna
could get
give
Doug to give it one free, but it's better just we buy it. That's fine.
Yeah,
I stopped asking Doug for free shit like 2 years ago.
yeah. I don't.
If Doug comes in the channel, he's got
We
to
get
give
enough
free shit
emails,
away.
so-
Yeah,
Already.
if he shows up to the show though, I make him give people shit. That's why he doesn't.
I want new T-shirts.
Do we
Doug,
look
if you're
busy?
watching this, I want
Yeah,
new
we
T-shirts.
see. Look,
we do
sporting
have.
them.
Don't you see this? We got.
What do you got?
we
Oh,
got all
Fantasy
kinds
Grounds.
of new. Yeah, we've got a whole new Fantasy Ground swag store with hundreds of items in there.
This is the
Yeah.
Fantasy Ground sunglasses
Yeah, I
shirt
got
right here
some-
that I have on.
Nice. I got a couple Fantasy Grounds hats up there. Cloth
Got a-
hats. Yeah.
You know,
Dave. Coffee
Dave.
cup.
Dave. You could send me one, and I will wear it to work.
But see, I got to pay for that stuff though. It's not like, oh, I'm just gonna put it on the Fantasy Grounds tab or something like that. No,
And
I'll tell you
Doug gave
what.
me this shirt personally.
I got. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I got 2 extra hats. One I've already given away, so I do have an extra black baseball cap. If you would like that, and Gorgio, if you'll wear that black baseball cap. I'll
Yeah,
send it to you.
absolutely. I wear a hat. I'm outside all day long, so I wear it.
Cool. Well, send me a message on Discord, and I will send you the extra hat because I got an extra
Okay.
one. Yeah.
And
You
speaking
could
of
have used
Discord,
one the other day. You really
everybody
got sunburned.
join our Discord
Yes, I did.
channel.
Product
Yeah.
placement.
Yeah. Feel free to join the
Follow us
Discord
on
channel
Twitter.
too. Yeah.
Follow us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Dave's got a Fantasy Grounds tattoo. He just can't show it on stream, Josh. It's
It incorporates the
Turn the
nipples. We're not
service.
allowed to show nipples.
the letters
on
are
Twitch.
the letters are
It says
FNS
Slutworks.
only. Never mind.
It says Slutworks, and it's a different.
Oh.
He's got
I got a guy who
an
did
F
Grounds,
and
but he did it wrong. He made
an
it.
F and an
he
S
didn't know the
on the
logo.
nipples. You can fill in the blank in the middle.
Gosh. All right. Congratulations. Definitely congratulations on winning the license. And we'll get you that license here in the next year.
Havoc RPG.
I'm going to wait for it to go on sale, and then I'll buy it. So, no, I'm just kidding.
Josh,
I'll get you that license.
Joshua was out there. Josh was out there. Said he's going to give you a Fantasy Grounds tattoo. I think for free.
Now, you know what?
Yeah,
I would.
You would do that.
I might do
Yeah.
that just because Josh is one of the most amazing artists. I'm serious.
Yeah.
He is. He
It-
totally
so-
is.
Josh has
yeah.
no room for tattoos, though. He
I
can't get
know.
enough. He's not a,
I'd
And
like
I'm
to
not
do
into
a
tattoos.
tattoo.
Yeah, I'm not into tattoos or anything, but I might get one on the small of my back
Gorgeous.
or something. I might get the new
No,
the new
not
Fantasy Grounds on the.
tramp stamp.
Oh, I thought that's where everybody got them.
When we were in
I'm a walking
Orlando,
billboard.
when we were in Orlando for the Unity launch party thing, and I'm sitting there next to Joshua. We're playing with Doug at his Deadlands table, and I finally looked at him and I said, what's with you've got various types of tattoo art, and he's like a walking just collection of artwork. And I said, where does it? He goes, well, these tattoos come from people that I've known, and there's stories behind them and this and that. So if you do something, I guess, incredibly stupid around Joshua, or
You'll get
something
a tattoo.
memorable, you'll end up getting tattooed on him someplace. So
Oh, that explains
I was-
one where David farted on stream that time. I was
I was
wondering why
wrong.
there was that.
Yeah.
There was that big tattoo of him cutting a cheese. I didn't know what it was until just now, but yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
a tattoo
never-
fart look like? I don't. Can you describe that to us?
can you
My-
tattoo a fart? I think you could. He could. Yeah.
That's how good of an artist
But
he
with
is.
the air coming up.
my father got lots of tattoos in the Navy. My dad was in the Korean War. He was in the Philippines and stuff like that. So he had basically full sleeves on his arms. And when I was a kid, they were absolutely beautiful. And I wanted that. I was like, man, that is so cool. Because my dad had like naked women on his arms and shit and all kinds of other stuff, stuff that he did when he was in the Navy. But as he got older, the tattoos just started blurring out and fading, and they looked like hell. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that now.
Just
So
gotta get
that's
touched up.
yeah, a
You
little
gotta get
sunblock.
touch-ups.
But I don't know.
That's why
I-
when you're 20, you start with a smiley face, and when you're 80, you have a huge dragon. You just
But
keep
see,
getting
I
it
would
built
just do
on
nothing
as you
but
go.
I would do nothing but like wizards and swords and fighting and dragons.
That's
like a
That's just
1980
what
van.
I was doing.
Yeah.
like a
Absolute
1980
chick
van.
Yeah, chick magnet. Yeah, right. Whatever.
Like a,
But yeah, I would
I would
know
just do a single
'Cause you
breast
don't
and let
know.
people suck on my arm.
what you're getting into when you go into a tattoo parlor. You don't know this person from Adam. You don't know if he's going to botch it or not. But Josh, I would trust to
Well, you
put
see,
something on my body. I would trust Josh because
I don't know if you ever.
I know what.
I don't
kind
know if you
of
ever
art he
heard
can
the
do.
story about the guy who he had a girlfriend, and he had her name tattooed on his back, and then he, things didn't work out, and his life moved on, and he got married, and he has a baby, and his wife goes, well, you're going to name the baby Michelle because that was his girlfriend. He goes, well, why would I name the baby after Michelle, my ex-girlfriend? He goes, no, then you can tell everybody this tattoo on your back is your baby, so she won't be embarrassed about it anymore.
That's funny.
Oh, there's Misty in
like
chat.
that.
Good to see you too, Misty. Haven't seen Misty in a long time.
Yeah, you're lucky
Dancing
like that.
Dragon still in Fort Campbell?
Do I do what?
Dancing Dragon tattoos. Is it still at Fort Campbell, or when the last time you were there?
I
Kentucky.
don't remember it.
Okay.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I
They're
got a
closed
tattoo
probably
when I
right
lived
now
in
'cause of
Parksville, but I don't.
The only
remember
place
where
Labor
it was
Day?
from.
was it in Oak Grove. It was in Oak Grove, right outside of the gate.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what's there anymore. It's been so long since I lived in that area.
That's where I got my one and only tattoo.
Nice.
Well, I think we're going to call it here. We'll continue our 5e discussion next month. So I'll go into more about what I thought. I don't even know if business model is the right word, but and there's a lot of facets of it to where I think it could improve a little bit. But we'll talk about that next month. I've got to go to Walmart. I got to pick up my order. I'm like an hour and 15 minutes late now. So
Dave, they hold it for 24 hours. So even if you go
yes,
the next
they do.
day,
Do your
yeah, they'll still have
popsicle
it.
melt? How does that work?
Well, I don't because there's stuff.
Yeah,
I
your
need.
popsicles melt.
No,
They'll replace all the
I need
mangoes
tea.
with bad ones.
I'm out
No,
of
they
tea,
don't
so-
pull. I've been doing this for 4 years. So I know the whole system. I've talked to managers about it. They hold the order for 24 hours, and they don't pull the cold stuff out of the thing until you actually show up in your car.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
So,
That's
so you
right.
got to wait for like 15
another,
minutes or something?
Yeah, I got another 45 minutes. It's only 10 miles down the road. So.
But what I do is I order the early morning one, and then I don't go pick it up till noon or 1 because the earlier time slot you pick on the Walmart site, the more chance you won't have a substitution. They taught me all the tricks about this Walmart. I know how to do it.
Oh, that's
My God,
My,
explain the
my
Walmart.
my mom's a regional manager at Walmart. I know everything about Walmart.
Yep, me too. I was a store manager for Walmart for.
I just drive
4
around
years.
Walmart to get to Publix. That's what I do.
The evil.
But I
empire.
love that grocery thing, Dave. I've been doing
Oh,
it 4
do.
years. I love it.
Yeah, I love
You
it.
pull up, they come out within like 3 or 4 minutes. They give you your stuff. You drive away. That's it.
Yep.
No people.
Yep.
One person.
Yep. That's
And
it.
maybe a trainee.
I love it. All right. You guys have a great one. Hope you guys have a good month of gaming. Congratulations again. And we'll get you your license within the next year or so. So once it goes on sale, Havoc, I'll get it. No, I'm just kidding. I'll get it for you. All right, everybody. Yeah.
And
Thanks
Bog
for
is
watching,
totally
everybody.
right.
Thanks, team.
Public subs equals heaven. That is
Yes, they
absolutely
do.
right. Public subs are the best ever. Better than anything. Except for Brown Bag Deli here in El Paso. All right, everybody. Have a great one. Stay safe.
Later.
Happy gaming. See you
Later.
next month. Bye, everybody.